If you suffer from frequent bouts of dizziness, and maybe you've had Epley maneuvers and you've been to vestibular therapy and you've tried eye-head coordinated exercises, and yet you still are dizzy all the time, if you have neck pain along with your dizziness, maybe even frequent headaches, you may be suffering what's called cervicogenic dizziness. For today's video, I'm going to define what cervicogenic dizziness is, and I'm going to give you 3 easy exercises that you can start today to start getting relief. My name is Mauro Burnett, physical therapist and owner of Australian Physiotherapy Specialist Physical Therapy Center located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And over my 23-year career in physical therapy, I've treated thousands of patients successfully that suffered from cervicogenic dizziness and cervicogenic headaches. So before we get into our 3 exercises, let's take a minute and kind of define what cervicogenic dizziness is. Cervicogenic dizziness, or cervical vertigo, was something that was defined back in 1955 by 2 doctors named Ryan and Cope. They had noticed through observation that neck pain and dizziness went hand in hand. So they did an experiment. They took anesthetic drugs and injected it into their own necks. When they did this experiment, it induced a dizziness and vertigo-like symptoms, so they aptly named it cervical vertigo. Over the years, other experimenters have done similar experiments and found again that it triggered a dizziness and disequilibrium, lightheadedness, etc. when your upper neck was disturbed. So now, most times we call it cervicogenic dizziness, defined a little bit separately from vertigo. When we think of vertigo, we think of that 30-second really severe spin that you can get. And the upper neck definitely can play a role in some of these symptoms, but most times with cervicogenic dizziness, you might find instead of a brief severe spin, you just feel lightheaded, you feel dizzy, you feel off, you feel like your spatial awareness is just not lined up. It's kind of all over the place. That's what we would call cervicogenic dizziness. Cervicogenic dizziness, of course, accompanies a neck disorder. An easy way for you to tell if you might have a neck disorder is you could try a range of motion assessment on yourself. Try turning your neck as far as you can to the left, or maybe as far as you can to the right. You could do up as far as you can and even down. If you notice that you have restrictions, you have pain in the neck, and also that it might trigger a little dizziness, that could be a sign of cervicogenic dizziness. You could even take your fingers and gently palpate or press into the upper portion of your neck. If you notice that it's tender or tight on one side more than the other, that could be a clue as well that you have an upper neck disorder that could possibly cause cervicogenic dizziness. So if you've done some of these tests and you found, wow, I do have some neck pain, you might also notice that you get headaches frequently. Headaches can come from many causes for sure, but the upper neck, that same tightness that can cause dizziness, can also cause headaches. So now we're starting to put the clues together. You've got maybe tightness with your range of motion, it's tender to touch, and you get headaches, and you get dizziness. Now we're starting to look at some clues that could possibly point to you having cervicogenic dizziness. Now that we've defined cervicogenic dizziness, let's look at our very first exercise. Our very first exercise is going to be a posture cue that we're going to get into. When we do this exercise properly, it's going to lift the skull up 1 millimeter or 2. The back part of the head is called the occiput bone. So the exercise is aptly named the occiput lift exercise. What this exercise does in a positive way is it's going to take stress off your upper neck joints, which is going to help decrease neck pain, dizziness, headaches, and it's going to stimulate the good muscles that stabilize and protect your neck. So this is kind of how it works. Let's look at it from a side view. If I have really poor posture, I'm kind of slouched at the waist and my chin is up, you can see it puts a lot of pressure right into the upper neck. That's the one spot that I don't want pain and pressure. But if I sit tall at the lower back and I bring my chin to level, that's going to lift the occiput 1 millimeter or 2 and relieve that pain and pressure from the upper neck. So that's exactly what we want to do. This exercise could easily be done if you're watching TV at home, maybe you're retired. Every 15 or 20 minutes, you scoot to the edge, you sit tall at the lower back, you bring your chin to level, shoulders relaxed, and you just took some pressure off of the upper neck and you stimulated those good muscles. You hold it for 10 seconds and then relax. Go back to your TV watching. But every 15 or 20 minutes, you could easily practice this and start getting that pressure off your upper neck. If you're having frequent dizziness and headaches, and I know you want relief quick, the more you practice this, the better you're going to start to feel. But leaving your head in that chin protruded, head back position, that's only going to lead you down a path of more neck pain and more dizziness. Here's a second version that I'll teach you for this occiput lift exercise. As you sit tall at the lower back, bring your chin to level. Let's say you just triggered an episode of dizziness and it's pretty severe, and you almost feel uncomfortable walking, the dizziness is so severe. Here's what we could try. Take a couple fingers worth of pressure, put pressure right down on the top of your head, and then we're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. As you're putting that pressure from top down, what you should start to feel is maybe your visual field is all kind of going crazy. What it should start to do is start to come back into focus as the dizziness starts to dissipate. 30 seconds, 20 seconds, sometimes that's all it takes, and you'll start to feel that relief from that dizziness episode. After you start feeling a little bit better, then maybe you can get back up and start going about your day. A great exercise, keep it in your back pocket. If you notice you get a sudden flare up, I would get on it immediately. I've actually had an episode myself, and I was able to use it successfully. I would say it took about 30 seconds of applying pressure. First, I did light pressure. It didn't quite give me relief, so I did a little bit stronger pressure. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit stronger. And after about 20 or 30 seconds, it cleared up my dizziness. For exercise number 2, we're going to practice that same posture cue, that occiput lift exercise, where we get the neck in the proper position, take pressure off the upper joints. But this time, we're going to add a little bit of external load. This is a canvas bag that has about a ½ pound of polyurethane beads in it. This could be a Ziploc bag with rice or beans, and it doesn't have to be a ½ pound. If my dizziness is really severe or my neck's really painful, this could be a ½ pound or less. So the amount of weight is going to really be dictated by what's comfortable for you. But I'm going to apply this weight right to the center of my head. I don't want it too far forward. I don't want it too far back. Now, what the weight wants to do is the weight wants to pull me back into that bad posture that we talked about, right? It wants to pull me into that bad posture. So I sit tall in my lower back, bring my chin to level, shoulders relaxed, and I hold that for 10 seconds. As I'm doing this, this is going to stimulate those muscles that really begin to kick on and protect your neck. But now my muscles get a little more of a workout, right? Because I'm fighting this load. This load definitely has this tendency to want to pull me back. So try this, maybe 5 to 10 second hold, and then relax for a few seconds. And you could easily do 10 repeats. If this 10 repeats is too much, maybe do 5 or 6 repeats. Again, it's all based on what you can do comfortably. If it's starting to make you feel dizzy, no worries. Take it off, take some of the stuff out, right? If it's a Ziploc bag, and try it again. But this is a great exercise that you can try. This exercise can also be done in a walking position, right? You get nice and tall, you've got your weight on, and now we could do walking forward, maybe down a hallway or wherever you have safe at home that you could walk. If you feel really dizzy, not a bad idea to walk next to a wall that you can kind of touch and hold on to. But you get in this posture, you're walking forward, you could walk backwards a few feet, you could even do like a side to side. So now we're challenging your deep spinal muscles for your neck, but we're also challenging the balance a little bit. So you've got this weight, maybe 1 minute of walking forward, backwards, sideways. That's a great warm-up, great balance exercise, a great tool to help decrease cervicogenic dizziness. For our third exercise, we're going to practice that same posture cue. Tall, bring your chin to level, relax your shoulders, my eyes looking straight ahead. And this time, we can add our load, just like we did before. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take it up a notch in intensity. If you have a small step or threshold or stair at home, we can do this posture exercise while also going up and down this step. As you go up and down, it's going to challenge your balance. It's also going to challenge your strength a little bit more through the neck. Because as you go uphill or up steps, you get more gravitational stress for your neck. So you put your load on, got your step, maybe we go up with the right foot, down with the left foot, and we could try that 10 times. After you've done this 10 times leading with the right foot, we switch it up. Now go up with the left foot, down with the right foot 10 times. It's important as I'm doing this step exercise that I'm looking straight ahead and maybe a fixed point. What I don't want to do is look down towards my feet. You could look down maybe at the beginning to find out where the step is, but once you do this exercise, you want to keep your eyes focused on an object that's maybe eye level. Great exercise for balance and strength. Give it a try. You could easily progress this 2 or 3 times a day, as long as your knees, ankles, and hips, etc. agree with it. Well, thanks for watching today's episode on cervicogenic dizziness relief exercises. If you give them a try and you notice it's really starting to help, drop me a comment. I'd love to hear about it. If you try some of the exercises and they make you feel worse, hey, don't do them. Skip them. Seek professional care. For the more advanced balance exercise with the step, I just want to mention also, put the step near a sturdy piece of furniture or have a family member stand by if you have a little bit of a risk of falling, etc. We don't want anyone to get hurt. Well, that's our video for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive more videos like this in the future. It's goodbye for now, and we'll see you next time on Physio Tips Tomorrow.